Buckmeisterville, it's your boy Buckmeister, twice the nice that you are used to, Shell Blimpson, and today we are talking Loki episode 3. So hi, if you're new here, my name is Buckmeister Cool from Meister Geek Media. I talk all sorts of geek media, from the comic books and the superheroes, to the mangas and the animes and the sci-fis. So if any of that sounds cool to you, please feel free to tickle that subscribe button and the bell button so you never miss a video. So, let's get into this. Lady Loki has landed, and we find out that this lady is violent. Oh my gosh, this lady is violent. Ooh, she's mad. She's just mad. She is mad all the time. And she pulls like a straight genjutsu on somebody where I was just like, oh, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. Like, you making her give up the secrets like that? Okay, but I mean, I'm just saying it's unfair. We find out something about the TVA, and I think it explains a lot, because I gotta say it, TVA is actually trash. They're not effective, they just have cool weapons. Like, they've got they're those people, when you, like, the guy who plays like Call of Duty, but it's pay to win, and he just got all of the cool weapons and stuff like that. That's basically what the TVA is, because they get washed like ridiculously. Like, unless they have the element of surprise, they just get wrecked and destroyed. Because like, there's a scene in this where I was just like, you guys are the guys protecting the sacred timeline. Like, you would have thought that the Time Lords would have at least given them a martial arts class, some MMA, nigga sprawl, duck, move your head, bob and weave, something. Like, these dudes are just getting wrecked in this episode, and I was just like, yo, this is why it's not that Lady Loki is actually superior to Loki. It's just that the TVA kind of low-key trash. Like, I think the guy who's the most capable and effective is actually Mobius. Like, if you had a bunch of Mobiuses, maybe you'd be doing better. But I think everyone else there is just they don't know what they doing. We also find out kinda that all Lokis kinda suck and think they're smarter than they actually are. Like, everybody made a big deal about Lady Loki, you know what I'm saying? And to Loki's credit, right? Because, I mean, let's face it, he did bring the whole Avengers together, and he did, like, lead a whole rebellion, and he almost won. Like, I know, New York almost, happened. So, I think when Loki has the element of surprise, he's very effective, and that's what this Lady Loki has. Like, she been running circles around the TVA because she legit has the element of surprise on them. So, yeah, I'm not gonna say how, but, like, you find out that like, her and Loki, y'all on the same level, kinda. Like, maybe you a little tad a bit smarter, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as your plan actually hit first contact, you want to throw a fit. Like, that's very Loki-like, and I'm just like, okay, so all Loki's kinda, they're smart, and they're, like, tricky, like, they have trickery and all sorts of things going on, but they suck a little bit. They suck. I thought that was hilarious to me. Speaking of which, I just want to say this. Happy Pride Month? Hey, I mean, you'll see in episode why, but yeah, Happy Pride Month. There you go. Also, I saw something that was kind of interesting in this episode. I was watching Jeremy Johns, this great reviewer on YouTube, and he was talking about how there's some inconsistencies with the writing. You do feel that. Some of it can be explained. Some of it can't. I don't like. Headcanon wise, you can kind of come up with something. Basically, we find out something about the TVA, because the TVA is just full on trash right now. The TVA is actually trash. Like, we find something, and Lady Loki reveals a big thing about the TVA, and, like, that thing, you think it would make her more sympathetic to the TVA, but she's been, like, murking people like she was a character in a horror movie, or whatever the case is. So you leave yourself asking the question, then, if you know that, why are you just brutalizing every member of the TVA? I mean, it explains why they're ineffective in the first place, But like at the same time, if you knew that, why you just wrecking everybody at the TVA? And I mean, on one side you can look at that as very inconsistent writing if she does have sympathy for, the thing that she reveals. I'm talking in riddles here. But at the same time, you're also just like, I mean, if you look at Loki himself, Loki, he has a desire to be worshipped. Like, I think one of Loki's things is, and maybe that even transfers into a desire to be truly loved, because Odin really messed up as a father, like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think everybody at Asgard was, they kind of were chill with Loki, but Thor was getting all the admiration or whatever. And I think Loki wants that. Like, I think Loki wanted that, or wants that a lot. So if we go to other Lokis, and Lady Loki seems very similar to this Loki, there's a big chance that she, she has a desire to be admired. So maybe she sees, certain things like on a very low level, something like Omni-Man. Like not as high concept and not as well executed as Omni-Man, but on a very, very like base level, it could be something akin to an Omni-Man. So with no sense of duty but a desire to be admired. I know it's a very weird. You'll see it in the episode when they reveal what they're supposed to reveal. But I think if people are chalking it up to inconsistent writing, I can see the ideas, which is why I still enjoyed the episode. But the counterpoint to that is that the ideas were not executed well enough for that to really stick the landing. So I get it, but if anybody does end up feeling like there's some inconsistent writing, I understand, but at the same time, I do understand what the writers were going for, in my personal opinion anyway. Wow, that was a mouthful. But speaking of, if this is the weakest of the 3 episodes, if somebody did say that, I would agree. I think the first 2 are way stronger. And I don't know if it's just a strong ending. Like, I found out this has only 6. Is it only 6 episodes for the Loki TV show? Which I think is crazy, because I thought they were gonna go for 8 at least. But like, yeah, if this is, and the other thing is that if you told me that this episode feels like filler, I would totally agree. It was fun filler, but it was still filler nonetheless. Like, you get to the last 10 minutes, the last 10, 12 minutes of the episode, and it's just Loki and Lady Loki just running around and running up and down, and it feels like they're very meandering. And also, like, something I'm noticing in this series is that the power inconsistencies for Loki, or the power scaling inconsistencies for Loki, is huge. Like, y'all think Dragon Ball Z is bad with the power level. Like, yo, Marvel be doing some bull. On these power levels. Like, yo, Loki will stop an entire building and then get tossed by Bubba Ray in like the last episode. He was getting tossed by a WWE reject. some Braun Strowman stand-in. He was getting tossed around in the store, but then Loki will turn around and be like, this building that's falling on me, I can just make it reverse back into place. Like, boom. I'm just, wait, what? I'm just saying, I feel like, because if you look at WandaVision and you look at Falcon and the Winter Soldier, right? Like, the budget they didn't do it often, but when they did, when it really kicked into high gear, they really kicked into high gear. Whereas with Loki's powers in particular, it just feels like, I mean, it looks good still, but I'm just like, you could have maybe allocated some more of the budget to Loki's fight scenes, because I'm just like, he's got all of these powers, he can do all of these things. Now we're not seeing any of that in his own TV show, and I know that that's maybe not the focus of this TV show in particular, but I'm just saying, Loki's like, he's losing to people he shouldn't lose to. Essentially. Like, this ain't the TVA. He's out in the world. Like, he should be having a leg up on certain people. But anyway, I still did enjoy the episode. I still did like it a lot, but it did feel like a dip. It did feel like a dip in quality, because the first episode was just so strong in its opening. And another thing you're realizing is that the Mobius Loki dynamic is actually a huge selling point of what this show is. You'll get a sense of that with this episode. I think was this how I feel about this episode retroactively is going to be important as well, because in the next episode they got to do some big things to kind of pull that back, you know what I'm saying? And again, I still think that they could have executed a little bit better, but I do see what they were going for. But like the next episode is really got to sell this premise, because I think the way that it ends and the stuff that happens during the episode, while it is important and it is fun and it is a fun jaunt, and the chemistry between the two Lokis is there, I just think as a whole it should have been a lot tighter. Like there was just areas where it felt kind of loose, and you're just like, hey, come on, you guys did a better job tightening up on, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and even WandaVision. Like y'all were tighter with the writing, so I hope like y'all can tighten this up. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Loki episode 3. What did you think, Meisterville? Let me know in the comment section down below. Post your comments, talk to your boy. Please no spoilers. And if you're at this point in the video, I want to say thank you so much for getting to this point in the video. You are spectacular. Now, if you really like this video, I got another one up here. I'll playlist down there, and I got an icon you can click on to subscribe. Remember to ring the bell if you do subscribe. And I see you all in another video, because my man's got to be out. Peace.